Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So the Glazers have asked potential bidders to buy the club to increase their offer. Yes, Qatar, Ineos, whoever else, they have asked them to increase their offers. We heard of the soft deadline for bids to go forward of last week. That deadline passed. We heard a couple of bids come public with Qatar and Ineos, Sergeant Ratcliffe coming public with their bids. And there were a few other bids that didn't make themselves known, but the Glazers have said they want more money and have rejected those bids that have come in so far. We'll be getting stuck into the Financial Times report on that. Also, Carabao Cup final action tomorrow for Manchester United. I'm buzzing, nervous, excited for that one. Of course, the Premier League action continues this weekend, despite the fact United are in cup final action. We've seen Arsenal beat Leicester so far, and currently Manchester City are beating Bournemouth as you'd expect them to do, which aren't the results that we wanted, but nevertheless, as it stands, we're still comfortable in that top four position and in third as well. So let's get stuck into this story. In fact, before we do that, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and all that jazz. Now, Financial Times say Man United bidders urged to increase offers to woo the Glazers. Qatar Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani and British billionaire Jim Ratcliffe have both gone public with bids. The story goes on. Takeover bids for Manchester United by Qatari Sheikh and the British billionaire Jim Ratcliffe are not high enough for the billionaire Glazer family to sell the club, according to a person close to the situation. The two bidders have gone public with their indicative offers, would have to increase their bids if they are to convince its owners, the Glazers, to sell, the person said. The Glazers have received a variety of proposals from other potential suitors, including several minority investment proposals that would allow them to raise capital at a more attractive price and retain control of the English Premier League club, the person said. However, none have come forward publicly. The ones we know of, as we said, the Qatari Sheikh, Ineos, coming forward with their bids. Now the Glazers have rejected them and they obviously want more money. They valued the club a little bit higher. It was believed around 6 to 7 billion they valued the club at. Those bids came in at around 4.5 to 5 billion. That's been knocked back. Now, I would expect that anyway. I would expect some form of negotiation. But what we're seeing from the Glazers as well is them showing that they have a strong hand. I think they're attending the cup final. I can't remember the last time they attended the game. They've never acted like they care about Manchester United. They're doing that this weekend, pretending. They've come out and said they would take potential minority investment. Now, whilst I believe that could be a possibility, I think their intention is to sell the club, cash in at this moment in time, and take 6-7 billion or whatever it is. They've seen a number of bids come in, the public ones we know of, the ones that aren't public as well. And now they're just strengthening their hand. They're not showing any of their cards. They're not looking like people that want to sell. And these are people that for whatever we say about them from a footballing perspective and what they've done to United and the money that they've taken out, they are businessmen that have got where they've got to because they will be shrewd businessmen. And they're not just going to accept any of the first bids. So you'd expect renegotiations at this point. You'd expect more money to possibly come in. And I think this will make the Qataris favourites for that. Because while Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos and all those guys will have a lot of money, I think the Qataris clearly have a lot more. And therefore, I think they will be the ones that probably eventually buy Manchester United, although all up in the air at the moment. And we're hearing loads of different rumours, as you'd expect. Kind of like a transfer deal, you know what I mean? Although not as maybe plastered all over the papers and you're getting loads of different updates almost every hour. But these different people will show their hands. This is why you're hearing the Qataris talk about their love for their club and their support for the club. The same with Jim Ratcliffe and mentioning the fan. You know, this is almost PR from those guys to get the fans on side for their bidders. As for the Glazers, they're putting messages out there in order to make these bidders think, well, they might not sell. So then that money goes up. I think eventually, obviously, I'll still have that threat and that fear that everyone else has, that they stick around and they stay. But eventually, I think they will sell. And this is just a negotiating tactic to get that money up and to get those billions up. And eventually, you're probably going to see them settle on like 5.5, 6 6.5 billion or something crazy. But yeah, that's where we're at with the sale at this moment in time. As I said, Premier League action still underway. Manchester United comfortably in the top four. Newcastle obviously playing this weekend. Liverpool are playing later on tonight as we record now. City are winning comfortably at Bournemouth as we record now. And Arsenal have won as well. So maybe not the results we wanted. Hopefully Palace can do us a favour against Liverpool and give us some entertainment for this weekend. But those are the results at the moment, mainly for Manchester United. We are looking ahead towards that cup final. I'll be heading to Wembley tomorrow as well, so make sure you're joining us for a reaction on this channel. I'll be trying to get it up as soon as possible. Obviously, fingers crossed we win, and we're in the stadium for a bit celebrating, and then we come out and I'll get my review up. So maybe it'll be a little bit longer in terms of a delay after full time if we do win. And I'm getting nervous now. I've been confident over the last week that we would win. When the semi-finals first happened and I saw United were getting Newcastle, I was thinking, this is the perfect story for them. But then after last week, you see Pope get sent off to start to look a bit shaky, starting to kind of battle top four a little bit. You start to feel confident, but now the game's getting close. They're going to be up for this. They've had a lot of rest. United have just played Barcelona. You're hoping that the momentum of that game will take us through. Got a few knocks to Casemiro, Rashford in that game. So, yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. They're going to turn up. Their fans are going to turn up. You have no doubt the Man United fans are going to turn up. And I have no doubt if the Glazers are in attendance at the game that the message will be clear to them that we want them to sell and get out of the club. And long may that continue till they've gone. We've seen the Glazer protest continue at games, before games. We're hearing the Glazer chants, pre-match, post-match, during the game, after goals, before goals. And you still hear people come out and say, no Glazer chants when they're winning. It's absolute nonsense. The message will be clear to them at Wembley that we want them out, and it will be clear to the team that we're fully behind Ten Hag and the lads. Fingers crossed we get a win, but win, lose or draw, well, it can't be a draw. Win or lose, I'm confident Ten Hag's the man and we're going in the right direction. But to get a trophy at this point, the first one that we could possibly play for, it'd be so sweet. Come on, United. Fingers crossed we do it. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe, comment, share. Remember, loads on Stretford Paddock tomorrow, here tomorrow, and the club as well. You can subscribe to the club and Stretford Paddock in the comments below. And until next time, I have been AdamMcKola, and I'm going to get out of here now. Thank you for watching.